thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome to our weekend show. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. And today is the last day that the hills of Austin, Texas will be alive with the sound of music. At least at the festival I'm about to mention. You know, we talked about Coachella before, but I've never discussed South by Southwest. And although I have no personal experience with it because I never went, what I do know is that it is one of the preeminent pop culture and arts festivals around, with live music, film premieres, panel discussions on the state of entertainment, now and then. Oh yeah, and pretty good grub, as you're about to see. All that and a whole lot more in the September 2008 issue of EveryDay with Rachael Ray. Step inside Rachel's biggest bash ever, which was then known as Feedback at South by Southwest. It has since been discontinued, but ran for well over a decade. She's serving up a part of the menu that she served up on one of her very first Feedback festivals over there. This issue was purchased from Unique Thrift Store in Patterson for 99 cents way back in 2017. And all this, 215 brand new recipes and tips, 30-minute meals of course, and a food prep guide from A to Z, 76 ways to cook faster, smarter, better, is a part of the mega fall issue, with cool cooking classes, fresh party ideas, best buys of the season, and more. In addition to the highlights I'm about to feature in here. Let's get started. First off, I don't usually highlight general advertisements, but how about this? Parents Gone Wild at the MGM Grand in Vegas. Which begs the question, what do parents, especially parents so young and attractive, really do on their date night without the kids? In Vegas of all places. We'll leave that as a mystery for now, and just move over to the next feature, which would be stargazing, matching these pop culture luminaries to their new eateries, new at the time, really. Nicky Hilton, Sean Diddy Combs, although we don't talk about Sean Diddy Combs anymore, his day of reckoning is coming. Paul Newman, Sandra Bullock, and Robert Redford. 1 out of 5 is probably the easiest to match up. Robert Redford, owner of Sundance, Utah's Tree Room. The rest you're gonna have to figure out on your own. Next feature, basically a teaser for what's to come down the line. It's Trisha Yearwood in a Got Milk ad sporting a rather attractive milk mustache. Definitely in tune visually. This is a teaser for what's to come because, as you probably know, I bought all 4 of her cookbooks from thrift stores. And all 4 of them you will be seeing down the pipeline. It always feels nice when I can really do a clean sweep of anyone's cookbook library. So moving forward, we have a day in the life of Carla Gugino, or Gugino. The EveryDay staff spent a day with her from 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. with plenty of yoga and a lot of healthy recipes in between takes of her shooting Righteous Kill with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. I don't know if we had that on DVD. I think I bought that already. I'll have to check the DVD section of the library to find out. But if you're mainly concerned about what she had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's all found over here. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Kind of a health nut. A rather attractive health nut. Come on now. Carla Gugino, or Gugino. Haven't seen much of her work, so kind of bouncing around with the pronunciations. Next up, a one-page promo for Sid the Science Kid. He was originally going to be called Josh in What's the Big Idea with Josh from the Jim Henson Company. But Sid became his name, and exploring was its game no matter how you named him. This is a pretty good ad, and I did appreciate watching Sid the Science Kid during my childhood. However, this loses major points with me. Had this butterfly been as graphically designed as the rest of the insects and flowers featured in this ad, then I probably would be okay with it. But that is so realistic looking, it's definitely scary. I have a butterfly phobia, so this loses major points with me. But still, I liked watching Sid the Science Kid. Alright, let's get some 30-minute meals in here! You know that this is the main event of any EveryDay with Rachael Ray issue, or at least my review of any and all EveryDay magazines. Send summer off with the season's best produce and some great grilled suppers. Let's go over them in short order. Cherry tomato spaghetti a la amatriciana. I may not be able to get all celebrity name pronunciations right, but at least I can take on authentic Italian with the best of them, huh? We have here apricot or apricot, balsamic glazed chicken with grilled beets, green olive chicken and couscous, grilled portobello muffaletta pizza, so I was about ready to say mushroom. Either I need to take speech lessons, or I need to take a new pair of glasses. Endless summer minestrone, marinated flaked steak with sweet hot slaw, smoky pork chops with spicy applesauce and garlicky succotash, grilled pizza plates a la Norma, zucchini pasta and grilled fish, and lastly, not yet ready for stew kebabs and not ready to say goodbye to summer tomato salad. Summer, we hardly knew ye when the sun went down. Next up, my biggest ever party. This really is the main article of this review. You're invited to a blowout bash that brings together two of my faves, music and food. The place, South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. The scene, indie and edgy. Ditto for the soundtrack, consisting of bands like Autobahn, the Waveonettes, the Cringe. One of their frontmen just so happens to be Rachel's husband, John Cusimano. Scissors for Lefty, The Stills, and Holy, well, you fill in the blank. The menu, hearty enough so you can do one thing. Walk out all day long. This is the menu that follows. A lager and lemon limeade, Adam Perry Lane's baby back ribs with apricot barbecue glaze, a Guinness float, and being that we're just a couple days away from St. Patrick's Day, you might take that under consideration now. We have here cornbread topped bourbon barbecue chicken pot pie or pan pie for lack of a better term, along with black and white and color images from her music festival. We also have here South by Southwest spicy mocha egg cream, 7-layer sliders, and finally, Austin Mac and Cheese Sousa. That's her take on enchiladas Sousa, a pulled chicken dish that's often topped with a tangy green sauce, Swiss cheese, and Mexican cream sauce. But here, she Americanizes it even more with mac and cheese, of which I'm now a big fan of, mac and cheese. Having tasted a particularly delicious one at Marcus Life Bar and Grill and American Dream. We'll talk about that in an upcoming Fork on the Road show. No doubt about it, Austin rocks, as Rachel shares some more snapshots from her time at South by Southwest, where she, her team, and the bands that graced her stage cooked up quite a storm of entertainment for some very satiated and satisfied Texans. Our last feature, having a peek inside Howie Mandel's fridge, which is stocked up for the most part with beverages and a couple of pre-prepared items. Neither he nor his wife Terry actually cook. I don't know if they're quite horrible at it, or if they just don't bother to do it at all. What I do know is that their children, for eating out a few times a week, just so happen to be the luckiest children on the face of the earth, as long as they eat out responsibly. So there you go. There's really no need for a random page flip. I think she'll have to settle for 4.5 out of 5, which is kind of useful around here. In any event, even though her feedback festival at South by Southwest no longer exists, if you ever been there, it's kind of nice to remember the memories. They're a lot like melodies. They soar, we savor, and at the end of the day, everybody's singing the praises of this tried and true performer. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.